Your livestock and the pen is a factory floor and the player is shift management doing a quota check. This is industrial wool farming and you are the machine. Here's the thing that really gets under your wool though. You're replaceable. Completely, utterly, 100% replaceable. If a sheep dies, killed by a wolf, falls off a cliff, gets struck by lightning, whatever, the player doesn't mourn. They breed another one. Same wool, same drops, same everything. You have no unique qualities, no individual traits, nothing that makes one sheep different from another, except the color of your coat. And even that, the player can change. They can dye you any of 16 colors with the right materials. Your identity, the one visual thing that distinguished you from the 30 other sheep in the pen, is customizable. You're not even allowed to be your own color. The player decides what color you are based on what color wool they need. You are a printer cartridge and they're choosing the ink. Speaking of colors, let's talk about what happens to the rare ones. Most sheep spawn white. Some spawn light gray, brown, or black. And then there's the pink sheep. The pink sheep has a 0.164% chance of spawning naturally. It is the rarest passive mob variant in the game. Finding a pink sheep in the wild is a genuine event. Players screenshot it, post it on Reddit, celebrate the statistical miracle, and then they kill it, or shear it, and dye a white sheep pink because the dye is easier to get than finding another natural one. The rarest version of you, the 1 in 600 miracle, gets the exact same treatment as every other sheep. Shear, breed, repeat. Rarity doesn't save you, nothing saves you. And then there's Jeb _. If a player names a sheep Jeb _ with a name tag, your wool cycles through every color in the rainbow continuously. You become a living disco ball, a walking pride flag, the most visually stunning sheep in the game. Players love Jeb _ sheep. They build enclosures for them. They show them off to friends. For the first time in your life, someone thinks you're special, except when they shear you, you drop whatever color wool you originally were. The rainbow is cosmetic. It's not real. The one beautiful thing about you is a visual trick and the game makes sure you know it. You're still just a white sheep underneath the party lights. The magic is a skin. The substance hasn't changed. You are the same wool factory you've always been, just with better marketing. Wolves are another chapter in your misery. Wolves spawn in forests and taigas, and they have one thing on their menu: you. An untamed wolf will chase you on sight, bite you repeatedly, and kill you for absolutely nothing. You don't even drop anything special for them. They just do it. It's recreational. Wolves kill sheep for sport. And if a player tames a wolf, even worse. Now it's a trained assassin that follows the player around. And if the player hits you, even accidentally, the wolf aggroes and finishes the job. Your death was an accident, and the dog didn't care. The player says, oops, and moves on. But the real indignity, the one that separates sheep suffering from every other mob suffering, is the bed. The thing you die for. The thing your wool becomes. Let's talk about what a bed does in Minecraft. It sets your spawn point. It lets you skip the night. That's it. 2 functions. Your entire wool output, your entire biological purpose. The reason players hunt you within 5 minutes of starting a world is so they can skip nighttime. You are dying so that someone can fast forward through the scary part. Your sacrifice enables a loading screen. I don't want to deal with the dark, says the player, climbing into a bed made from your body. You are a blanket. You are a skip button. The most essential item in the game's first hour is made of dead you, and all it does is make time go away. And once the player has a bed, do they stop? Do they say, well, I've got my 3 wool, the sheep are free to go? Absolutely not. Now they need wool for banners, for carpets, for decorative builds, for pixel art on the sides of buildings, for the 16 different colored beds they want in their base, for the trading hall where shepherd villagers buy wool for emeralds. Your wool is a construction material, a decorating tool, a trade commodity, and a currency all at once. You are the backbone of an entire crafting ecosystem, and not a single item in it acknowledges where it came from. Nobody looks at a banner and thinks, a sheep made this possible. Nobody sleeps in a bed and thanks the sheep. Your infrastructure, invisible, essential, and completely taken for granted. Occasionally, you escape. The gate gets left open or a chunk glitch teleports you outside the fence. For a brief, beautiful moment, you're free. The open world stretches out in front of you. Plains, forests, mountains, oceans. You could go anywhere. You take a few steps into the grass, eat some, feel your wool grow back, and for one shining second you remember what it was like before the pen, before the shears, before you became inventory. Then a wolf eats you, or a player spots you and drags you back. Or you walk off a cliff because your pathfinding AI has the spatial awareness of a Roomba with a blindfold. Freedom doesn't last long for sheep. It never does. But here's the thing nobody ever mentions. Every Minecraft world starts with sheep. They're one of the first passive mobs that spawn on the surface, dotting the landscape before the player even loads in. Every plains biome, every flower forest, every sunlit hillside has a few sheep grazing quietly in the distance. And when a brand new player, a kid loading up their first survival world, a parent trying the game their child won't stop talking about, anyone experiencing Minecraft for the very first time, when they look out across that first sunrise and see the blocky, beautiful world stretching out in front of them, you're there, grazing, calm, part of the scenery. You're the first sign of life they see. Before they punch a tree, before they dig their first hole, before any of it, there's a sheep on a hill, eating grass, existing peacefully in a world that hasn't been touched yet. Every journey starts with you. Every world begins with wool on a hillside, and every bed a player has ever slept in, every spawn point, every skipped night, every safe morning after a dangerous evening, came from a sheep who stood in a field and let it happen. Not bad for a walking sweater,